Hey everyone, we're here with some Carian Regal Scepter duels. I'm going to be narrating them after the fact. So the setup here is we kind of start with Spiral Shard to get them to roll and frame trap them into other spells. And then the hope is that they come close range like this and they become susceptible to that true 100-0 combo from the Carian Regal Scepter. So we always wave first. I'm not going to start spamming right off the bat. And then as soon as they get caught in this, that's pretty much it. That's the end of the duel. It's really that overpowered. It's that simple. The skill in this build comes from the setup. You can see here that this opponent tries to spam out of it, but since I already have the health advantage, he just dies. What can I say? That's the whole duel right there. He rolled in and got one shot. Again, textbook frame trapping here. We start with the setup with the spiral, we pelt them with the shower, they get angsty, they run on in, they roll into the spinning weapon and die. Exactly how it's supposed to go. And there it is again. Setting up our frame trap spells here, then start pelting them with star showers. This usually gets people annoyed enough to start running in. Here it comes. He jumps in and gets me with a good jumping attack, but then falls prey to the spinning weapon. The scepter is just such a trap. It's so strong. Here I think I had my interface off, so I turn it on real quick. And this guy's on my ass, so I don't really have time to do the setup. So you'll see that I play this one a little bit differently. Some of the reverse jump with the Swift Glintstone Shard is a good way to deal some chip damage with this build. Just trying to pelt him with a lot of my fast spells here. I'm very aware of how strong the Dragon Halberd is. If he hits me with one attack, he can roll catch me into a spinning slash true combo, similar to how this scepter works. So we're kind of both playing carefully here. Yeah, that's what he wants to hit me with, that spin. You just simply don't let him. Just stay far enough that it can never hit you. And there we go. You pelt people with enough small, annoying spells, eventually they don't expect the big spell you throw out, and they just get hit by it. This guy was a mage that I think I dueled before. Then he used the black hole spell to absorb spells. And he also has his own Swift Glintstone Dart, so whenever I launch anything, he's going to launch it back at me. Narrowly avoid that frame trap there. I think if he delayed his attack a little bit, he could have caught me. Strafing side to side here to avoid those quick spells. Trying to wear down his mana and punish him when he goes for a drink. Or a whiff. And I think he panic rolls there and doesn't expect to double a Duels Moonblade, and it just two-shots him. Super powerful. Got a man with an anchor here. Respectable weapon. We get started with double spirals. He smartly hides behind the pillar. This arena is probably the best arena to fight mages because of that. We go for a little triple melee combo. He's not having it. He's going to start looking for an in here. He probably goes for a whiff and then gets... Yep. Never roll in. If you see a mage with that weapon, don't roll in. I was out of mana there though, so I couldn't finish him. I use the mist to cover people that try to hide behind pillars, and then finish them off with a slice or roll catch there. Good duel. You have a good opponent here. He's using the lance with some poison. He gets the poison proc. Now I'm taking damage over time, and he gets the damage buff. He switches to the lightning resin, so now he's doing big damage. I'm pretty much forced to keep my distance. He doesn't expect that array of attacks there. The delayed glintstone shard into the Jewel's Moonblade projectile. Yeah, I don't want to get anywhere close to him and get trapped in a Great Spear Vortex. So I'm just going to pelt him down little by little. The combination of Slicer, Spiral, Small Glintstone. He goes for the same thing 3 times in a row. Ends up being his fatal mistake, because I just roll and Slicer him. Now this guy's a little bit laggy. And he's using a Hyper Armor weapon. So the lag combined with the Hyper Armor makes it so that I can't really stun lock him with anything. So I'm going to have to just run and Whiff Punish. Take out a delayed Glint Blade. Managed to get a hit in there. And you can see there where I hit him with the first 2 hits of the spinning weapon, but they don't stun him. His Hyper Armor has enough time to trigger due to the lag. Respect to him anyway, despite the lag, because fighting a mage setup, a pure mage setup, with a greatsword is pretty hard. Now this one's an interesting one. This guy has a setup that's very good against my build. He gets hit by a good amount at the beginning, but then he takes out the sleep bolts with a crossbow. So now I'm expecting the fact that he's going to shoot me anytime I cast a spell. Quickly take out the bolus. And now I'm more interested in strafing. And he's more interested in using line of sight to block my spells. So here I'm kind of cycling through my spells, trying to think how to approach this. I get greedy, go for a Slicer, and get the Sleep Punish immediately. Now I'm basically in range of death. That was probably a misclick on my part. And I'm very scared. Playing around the pillar just like he is. We know that the next one to land a hit, it's probably game. Strafe his bolts. I start charging a Comet while he's still behind the pillar, release it, and it kills him before the last bolt kills me. It's a good one. We get to run this duel back with this guy, see what happens the second time. This time I decide to just close in, and I'm not sure if the Jewel's Moonblade goes through the pillar, so I test it. See that it doesn't work that way. So I start throwing some mist. This will prevent him from coming around the pillar at me. I try to pin him against the wall. I snag him, but I didn't think it was going to work, so I rolled. Good stun on his part, stop my Jewel's Moonblade. I'm out of mana here, so I'm trying to find a safe way to do it. I expected him to do that running R2 that he keeps doing, so I rolled into him, kind of walked into him to bait it. The fact that we both have very passive kitey range builds, and we're playing in the arena with line of sight, actually makes for a very interesting duel. I don't often have a duel like this, and it was super fun to fight this guy. I'm trying to make space here to get my mana back. He dinks his weapon against that and then backs off, so that's the opening I needed. Here I think I start to realize the power of Swift Glintstone Shard. I just pelt it. Pelt him again. And just why not throw another one? And I don't think he expected like 7 in a row. And just kind of ate him in the face. Now we have a third rematch against this guy. This time I try something different. I just go for kind of a Hail Mary, run straight at him, hope I catch him with the Spinning Slash, and it works. And you can see the moment I land one, it just over. He dies. We have here that mage from before. He has Moonlight Greatsword and spells of his own. I catch him in the spinning weapon. And you can see when you try to roll away from that, you just get caught again. So the only way out is to have Endure or some type of hyper armor. This guy rolls one too many times there, gets caught by the second half of a Duels Moonblade. Playing very passive here. I'm afraid of this weapon. It hits hard. I do not connect with the spinning weapon, so I just make space for myself, come back in with a slicer. I know I can finish him off with this Swift Glintstone Shard, so I'm just kind of launching it. He makes space for himself to try to strafe, so I throw out a shower. And he comes back in when he sees the shower, gets hit by the slicer. We have Flaming Strike and a Scythe. Very strong combo. But unfortunately he rolls in to the spinning weapon, and that's it. Just like that. We have another Pumpkinhead with a Scythe. I feel he wants to run in, so I drop a Winter Storm. Now I know he has Bloodhound Step, so I kind of start spamming slicers so he stops Bloodhound stepping into me. The tail end of the spiral there knocks him out of the air. Kind of just falls on his butt. He's able to just poise through the slicer. Doesn't do much poise damage. I think this is a matchup that's favored for me, and I'm kind of, eating a lot of hits I don't need to. And I managed to get that last slicer to connect right before he kills me. We have the dude with the poison helmet again. This time he's not using a lance, he's using Zweihander, I think. Or is that a greatsword? Kind of using the Winter Mist. He doesn't want to eat that Frostbite, so I'm using it as kind of an obstacle to just pelt him with stuff. He's aware of the spinning weapon, so he doesn't want to get too close. So he's trying to find an opening and kind of struggling. So if he's going to give me space, I start setting up the spiral and the Glintstone Blade, and then going to catch him with a slicer. The light roll there pays off. I managed to slicer and get out in time, and then win with that final trade. Good duel. We have our Anchor Friend again. Let's see how this one goes. Looks like this one's going to be a swift end. Oh, so the Glint Blade hit him, I think, and stunned him enough, early enough, for him to escape the true combo. I just throw out a Blind Piercer there, just in case. The light roll really works well with a mage build, because when you're throwing out all these little quick attacks, it just lets you kite better. It's kind of oppressive in a duel scenario. We have this guy with a single Naginata running at me. I just kind of kite back. This is what I want. I want him to get baited into the spinning weapon. I kind of go for it a little early there. End up trading hits. He gets me with a fantastic Unsheath roll catch. Chunks like over half my health. So now I'm very scared. He's hitting me with fan daggers. And he makes the mistake of rolling. I think if he just threw another dagger, he would have won. Here we have another mage. Same mage as before, I think. So again, he's going to dart me whenever I cast spells. Or sorry, not dart, but Swift Glintstone Shard. So I can't just cast willy-nilly. We both throw Star Showers here. Both eat half of it. He catches me with a sword. And he ends up rolling into the spinning weapon to end it. That was close. Another rematch with the mage. Very fun fight again. Like, fighting mage against a ranger or another mage is super fun. A mage versus melee builds that aren't really equipped to handle it kind of feels like a stomp. Kind of feels like you have complete control. That's usually how it goes in fantasy-type games though, right? Frost mage has advantage over the warrior. I just run down with the consecutive slicers. Finish it quickly. This guy's a curved greatsword and a whip. I try to cash in on the frame trap there. Don't really do it right. End up getting hit by a beast roar. And a follow-up beast roar. So I'm really just not prepared to fight the whip and the beast roar combo here. I end up taking a lot of hits. I hold that pierce a little bit too long, allowing him to get the second roll. End up killing each other. Facing another guy here with Beast Roar. I'm starting to learn that this is also another good option against mages. I kind of stubbornly try to just run towards him and cast. Doesn't work. He ends up getting stuck in the combo anyway, which just ends the duel immediately. GG. We're getting off near cosplayer here. He uses the ability there that lowers our magic resistance. Very interesting weapon. But he falls prey to the triple melee combo there. The Slicer into a Julas into Piercer. More Beast Roar going on here. And we get him in the roll catch. And I try comboing Slicer after it. It turns out comboing Slicer after is not as good as the guaranteed 100 to 0. And again, the projectile of the Julas Moonblade catches him. If you roll back from that spell, it's very dangerous. You should usually roll into it. Give this guy just a barrage combo. Right off the bat. He hits me with a boulder. I'm just trying to finish the job. And he ends up comboing me with a double, triple boulder. Narrowly get that Swift Glintstone Shard off and light roll away from the boulder. So got my combo going here. Kind of just start pelting him with spells until he gets annoyed enough to come to me. Here he comes, and I just click Spinning Slash. And that's sort of the ideal outcome for this build. You get your Glint Blade, your Spiral going, and you start launching a couple showers so they run at you. I'm testing out Phalanx here. After trying this build a lot, I've decided that Phalanx isn't that good. I'd rather use the casting time to get out a Spiral or something else. Get a quick spinning weapon into Carian Slicer there to finish him off. Here we have a guy dual-wielding straight swords. Very powerful meta combo. And he has some lightning backing him up. He tries to go for the backswing of the coated swords, misses. Goes for some lightning. I kind of just tank through that with the spinning weapon. So this thing does have some hyper armor. our mage buddy again. And he does not expect the Duels Moonblade there. He rolls expecting a second slicer and gets a roll cut. And yep, he rolls expecting more spells, and once again, he rolls into the Spinning Slash, and that's it. So this person plays a little bit more passive, doesn't run into me, so I make the mistake of running into her. But it turns out to not be a mistake, because the damage I took baits her into being too aggressive. Let's go for my Spiral and then a couple showers here. He hyper armors with his running R2, but this one does not come out fast enough. So he gets stun locked, and that's the end of the duel. Last duel here against the boulder guy again. This time I'm not going to fall for the triple boulder combo. Yeah, more focused on rolling. He does not roll my spinning weapon. And you can see even with his light roll, he cannot escape this.